Engineering of the Apes. Welcome, fellow apes. I'm here with Matt and Dave, and I'm Corbin. I attended the Allen County tax sale, and we discussed the aftermath.
How was your
the tax sale.
Yeah, your tax sale.
Oh, it was a learning experience.
Did you get a nickname today?
No nickname. There were quite a few people. There's definitely like a group of people that
know each other. There's a clique
that know each other. Yeah,
and
there's also people that have a bunch of money behind them.
Yeah,
in some form or fashion. Like there was one property today, and it was actually a lot that has a Dunkin' Donuts on it. So it's like a commercial. $770,000 is what the winning bid was.
Fuck. How much is that land probably worth?
It could probably be over $1 million.
Yeah.
I think the key, or what they're gonna do, is they're just gonna get their money back. They're gonna get the whoever owns that land is gonna redeem, and then they're gonna pay their back taxes, and then they're gonna pay the interest on that money, and then the government. So there's a minimum bid, and say the minimum bid was like $50,000 on that property. That's like the back taxes that the owner owes the treasurer or whatever. And then the bid that is in excess of that, so the $720,000 above that, sits in like an escrow account, and then the owner has to pay the interest on that $720,000, and it's actually a fuck ton of money. I mean, 10%. They're incentivized to pay it off early because it'll be 10%. Otherwise, after 6 months, it'll be 15%.
So what happens if something just gets bid up to kingdom come? Does the property owner just get fucked paying the interest?
I asked the guy the question, and he said they just pay the interest.
But
it doesn't seem like that's the case.
Yeah,
really, they don't. It can't get bid up so high that they can't keep their property. So I don't know. I'm still kind of iffy on how that works. 100%.
So probably very rarely would the economics make sense to bid it up that high.
Right.
Where it probably never comes to that.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, basically, I think it's something like that. They might just pay. They have to pay there it'd be double. If it was $50,000 on the property tax, $700,000 excess, 10% on that, that's $70,000. I don't know exactly how that works, but to me it didn't seem like they had to pay. They didn't have to pay the $700,000. They just pay interest on it. But anyways, that was a big ass property, and there's some people there that I don't know if they So one thing that can happen at these places, I guess, is institutional investors will go there, because this is it's a decent way to make 10-15% on your money.
Yep.
That's not correlated to the stock market. So banks will do that type of thing, like money market accounts and stuff. But the scaling, I don't think it scales that well. That's why it's good for small, a couple million, $2 million and stuff. I'm sure in a bigger city, I'm sure Chicago or New York or Detroit or something, you could probably run a lot more money.
Yeah.
But so Fort Wayne, it's got a pretty developed housing market. So I mean, I kind of from what I was seeing, there's kind of 3 tiers. There's your, me, and there's probably 4. Me, who knew and trying to bid $1,000, $2,000. There's another person, a mid-tier person that's they probably got 50 to 100K, and they're doing 10 to 20K bids, and then maybe at 20K they stop because that kill their bankroll or whatever, or above whatever they think that property's worth. And then there's the big money. There was one guy in front of me. Property would come up, and it was mostly properties that had houses on them.
Mm-hmm.
They would get bid up to whatever their assessed value is from the county.
Mm-hmm.
So they'd start going in increments of 25K, 50K. Some guy just was 100K. It was the first bid was 1,000, and then he's 100K, and then it just goes from there. It's and I'm just trying to 1,000, 2,000, and so I was like an order of magnitude off in what my bids were. I thought like I could maybe do something with like 1,000, and it actually whatever I was bid on was actually like 10,000.
They said, "Get out of here, boy. Come back when you're ready to play."
Yeah. So there's my next step is I'm gonna go mess around and look up some like Steuben County, LaGrange County. They've got some sales coming up, and see if you get like a vacant like lake property or something.
Gonna become the next Mike Jones.
Mike Jones.
Yeah, Renner, yeah.
It's Scott Jones.
Oh, Scott Jones. Thanks for the correction.
Scott Jones.
But maybe
he still has that place.
Does he still have that place?
Yeah, because like James or Kevin was just like coincidentally driving down 69 and took a picture of the boys moving in or out this year.
Yeah.
Giant ass U-Haul.
Nice.
He's from Indy, right?
Yeah.
That's where he's based out of.
I think he went to Trine for a minute. Everybody goes to Trine for a minute.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be a hard market to get a rental going in. Probably pretty cheap real estate.
It's cheap, but like
you're renting to meth heads or college students.
Right. That's like the college students probably wouldn't be that bad.
But like there's not enough of them.
Right. So back to meth heads.
Yeah, I think like a lake property would obviously be better up there.
So did you guys use paddles or your hands?
Piece of paper that had your bidder number on it.
Oh, okay. Wasn't expecting that.
Yeah. I mean, they laid it out pretty well. And you get people like that don't go online to research whatever they're about to do. So they are like registering there. You have to like put in this tax form. You have to be current on your taxes. They have an Excel spreadsheet that has, hundreds of properties on there that you can research. So you can just spend you need to do like a ton of research prior to even going to this thing.
So you're SOL if you're trying to do it on the spot.
Yeah, you don't just like, oh, there's a tax sale Wednesday. I'm gonna go.
Oh, honey, let's stop by there.
Unless you like have a knowledge of the property that you're trying to go, beforehand, then
right.
Otherwise, you need to like do some research, drive by the property, that type of thing. Because like the guy said a horror story where a guy bid on this property thinking there's a house on it, and like 2 weeks prior to the sale, it burnt down. I guess that's a pretty common thing. People burn down freaking, like the vacant house on a property. It's pretty interesting though. We'll see what happens. But I just think like some of the stuff I was like just vacant land, like a 15,000 square foot vacant piece of property that's like not even like in a good school district was like $9,000, $10,000. I mean, I was looking at Zillow, like comparable, where things have recently sold for, and they were bidding over whatever I thought you could potentially sell it for if you even did get the property. So I don't know. Maybe they're just a different buyer. They're trying to buy something to build on or something. I don't know.
How does it work? Do you just write a check there then? Like, what's the requirements? Do you wire money? Like, what's the deal?
So auction was today. It ended about 3:00. You have till
Time to
noon
start.
tomorrow. 9. It was a long. They had all sorts of technical. Yeah, it was a long day just sitting there and just taking. I was just taking notes basically. I was just like seeing what everything went for, and now I'm like kind of going back and seeing like what the $770,000 property was. But you have till noon tomorrow to pay, and it's cash, cashier's check, or a wire, and they give you like wiring instructions. And if you don't pay, like you give the property back, you have to pay 25% of the purchase price, and otherwise they'll send it to like the county prosecutor. And because it's a contract, like
it's a land contract.
Yeah, I mean it's not like a I don't know exactly what kind of contract it is, but you're under contract to pay for that. And then then it just starts the 1 year countdown, and they either redeem and you get your money back with interest, or after the 1 year you get the tax deed. So, and then like they have they gave you a list like as you walked in, like who paid their taxes right before the sale. So those properties weren't available to bid on. So there was like the first one I was going to bid on, they redeemed it as like a 7-acre plot of land. So, but shit, that would have went for freaking 25,000. So anyway, have any of you apes out there attended a tax sale? If so, please reach out. Send us your comments or questions at Ape Engineers on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We'll catch you next time.
Apes together, strong!